With businesses becoming more and more virtual by the day, Zoom has risen to the top for online business meetings and events, continuing to still provide face-to-face social interaction in the professional world. Providing online events for your business is a powerful tactic that can provide both convenience and a farther reach for your clientele. Ultimately, it's up to you and your presentation to convince people to invest in you. We don't want technology to be the secret stumbling block that trips you up along the way. So here are 7 steps that you need to take when preparing for your online Zoom event. Let's start with creating the Zoom room itself. First, we suggest making the Zoom meeting room recurring with no set time. This will let you comfortably test the Zoom room as many times as you'd like before your event. For recording the event, we recommend using auto record. This can be set either in the Zoom account settings or in the Zoom room settings itself. Next is the Zoom room security. If you're just running this Zoom event solo, then we'd suggest using a password. Manually admitting people in the room can be pretty risky if you are both presenting and managing the Zoom room. Either your momentum will keep breaking when you need to admit people who are late, or you're so focused on your presentation that you don't even notice the notification that someone is in your meeting room. If you have an assistant, then you might want to consider using the waiting room over the password. It can provide a little more convenience for your attendants, and your assistant can handle monitoring and admitting the entrance. If you have an assistant, you need to make sure that that assistant is properly invited to be a co-host through the Zoom system and has access to all the needed functions in the Zoom room. One of the most important things you need to think about when setting up an event is registration. If you are just loosely throwing out a date and a Zoom link on social media, then you're squandering a huge opportunity to be able to communicate to your leads in the future. Even if many attend your event, not every attendant will buy in right away. With no registration system in place, they could just leave without you ever being able to communicate with them again. You need to think of the long game, and you'll need a registration system in place in order to collect their emails and continue to build your lead list. And one more benefit to a formal registration system is that it accommodates another essential step for a successful Zoom event, and that's reminder emails. The benefits of this are pretty straightforward. It keeps connection and communication up, reminds them of the event, as well as gives them an easy, convenient place to retrieve the essential information for your event. The internal Zoom registration system is probably the most convenient for registration as well as automated reminder emails. However, we would suggest utilizing an external email marketing system so you're not bound to Zoom and you can freely communicate with your clients outside of event reminders. And here's a bonus tip for you. It would also be beneficial for you to create a landing page for your registration form, either with your website editor or another landing page system. Here you can take the time to provide an enticing description and design to convince people to register for your event. Bonus tip number 2 is subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any more tips for your Zoom event or other parts of your business online. Do you plan on sharing any files such as worksheets or free offerings? You'll need to get these files in a cloud storage server such as Google Drive or Dropbox. From there, you can get the share links that can be provided either before the event through reminder emails or during the event in chat. Once all of this is set up, take some time to test your Zoom room before the event. Test your microphone, webcam, recording, screen sharing, and chat. And you'll also want to review the recording of your test to make sure that any screen sharing you do looks the way it was intended. Take this test time to also bring your assistant on board. Make sure they test the same functions along with also being able to mute participants and spotlight you in the event. The spotlight feature will allow you to be locked in as the large screen throughout the Zoom presentation, regardless of any participant's individual settings. The spotlight can also be switched around to other participants in case you have a Q&A session. If you are presenting without an assistant, you should still have the ability to spotlight yourself. Finally, on the day of your event, hop into your Zoom room plenty early. Make sure you have all the windows you plan to share up, have your file links ready, and test as much as you can with your assistant. So now that you have the tips, we have one more piece of free support for your Zoom event, the online workshop content map. This is an interactive document that works as both a checklist as well as a place to store all your needed text content for an effective online event. And it even comes with special AI prompts if you're having trouble coming up with content. You can grab the online workshop content map at map.smartwebassist.net. We urge you to take advantage of both these tips as well as the content map to have your event run as efficiently as possible, and we'll continue to provide more guides to support your business online. Thank you so much for watching.